doggone it, guys. I just cut some stuff up, took you with me, so I thought, and I forgot to press the little record button, and so I didn't catch any of that. Oh well, I'm an amateur. That's why I'm on YouTube. So right now I'm building raised beds. Got my safety glasses on, safety gloves, you know. I should be wearing ear protection. My husband's pretty adamant on me being safe. This piece is pretty busted up. I could probably use that part for a brace, so I'm gonna throw it in the brace pile. And so anyway, this is what I'm doing today. So I'm finishing off that area where we're building those square beds out of the pallets for potatoes. That'll be on the back of the farm. So Tom went back there yesterday and he measured for me, and he said I could fit 11 more beds in that area and that he could still get through there with the tractor. And I said, sweet. So that'll give us a heck of a lot more growing space, which I'm tickled for. I was watching the gardening channel with James Prigioni, and he was doing these pallet raised beds, and I love the way he was doing it. I was like, okay, that's how I want to do it. And I showed Tom. He goes, oh, that's easy, you know, I'll give you the stuff. So I'm borrowing his Sawzall, but Sweetie Pie, my honey, he gave me some tools of my own, so I will leave his tools alone. The only thing I'm borrowing is a Sawzall, so we don't have two of those. But I'm taking these old pallets that I have access to, tons of pallets, and these have been back here for a while, so they are getting older, but I'm still going to utilize everything I can, and then, you know, get rid of the rest. I took you with me a minute ago. I was cutting, so what he done on his channel to make his raised beds was he's cutting on each side, cutting the boards, and then loosening the middle part, and then running that Sawzall up under there to cut the nails, instead of trying to take a thing and like I used to do, and it took forever, and then you would split the wood. It was just a nightmare. And I like the size of the beds. I thought that I would like those big beds, the big tall ones, but they're deep. You waste a lot of soil, you waste a lot of space, and I like the lower to the ground, not for the fact that I'm older, but for the fact that it's more practical. I don't have to put in there that much soil. So anyway, I was going to take y'all with me, but what I'm going to do to spare you, I'm just cutting all these up right now, and I will bring you back. Let me take these off real quick and I'll show you. So right over there, I've got them lined out. Those over there have been cut, and they're ready to be braced. Then I have to measure all the boards until I have like 4 sides. And then once I get the 4 sides and get them all measured the same length and everything, and then get them braced, then I can put together the bed itself, and then I could put it on the dolly and haul it to the garden. So anyway, that's kind of exciting for me. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have a bunch of family and friends come over. We're going to do an assembly line. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have one person just cutting all the pallets. Then I have another person on the Sawzall cutting the middle part, getting the nails out, getting the boards loose. Another person measuring all the boards, lining them up, getting them all ready for the walls for each bed. Then another person doing the bracing, and another person putting them together. And then we'll have like an assembly line, and we would just build raised beds, and that will be a huge chunk of my restoration for the farm, because like I've kind of explained to y'all, after the fire, the Bermuda grass just chokes out everything, and then all these trees come up, weeds I've never seen before, just all kinds of stuff. You can't grow in the garden anymore, and the ecosystem is still pretty damaged. And like I was sharing with Ginger on her live stream earlier, Not For Nothing Homestead, go check her out. that I had to bring in beneficial nematodes for the soil, and you still need those all throughout the soil. You even put them in your raised beds. Then I had to bring in ladybugs, lacewings. I didn't see bees or butterflies for a while, so I did get bees for a season. I had a really good friend give me a nuke of bees, and then when we had that polar weather, I lost mine, and I was pretty heartbroken. But the professional people that do bees lost theirs too. But I was just trying to figure out ways that I could, you know, have my ecosystem going. But now I'm bringing in more like plants for bees. Of course, when the orchard's blooming, I have lots of stuff for the bees. And it took a few years, and I started seeing the bees and the butterflies coming back. But I was getting worried there, because that's the stuff that pollinates your food. So a lot of stuff wasn't getting pollinated. So I, you know, got chickens from my mom, and then I used the manure for the farm. I am chemical and pesticide free. I don't even do the armory, no, none of that. I do everything natural. I don't want a bunch of junk in my food. I guess I stepped on a nail. I got a nail in my slog. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. Just a lot of changes on the farm, a lot going on, and I will take you on this journey of this restoration process. And I hope you'll come back in a little bit when I get ready to assemble the beds. All right, talk to you later. Alrighty, I'm back. I forgot to video me building this other little square bed. No, it doesn't look perfect. I think the first one I made is the best one. However, I just threw this one together just now, and I'm using old pallets, and I'm just making it work. It's sturdy, it'll hold potatoes, and that's good enough for me. So in the video earlier, I mentioned that my husband said I could fit 11 beds in here. So that's pretty exciting. This whole area will be beds. He can still get the tractor in right there, and this whole section will be done. Probably by the end of this weekend we'll have all these beds done. I'm very, very excited. I just scooted this plastic over here. I definitely need some more tarps and heavy-duty plastic to put down. There'll be a little space through here, because my friend Rob pointed out, and he's right, you can't cover up all around the base of the tree. It'll kill the tree. So at least as long as there's rain that can get down. I know it's got some deep roots that go everywhere, but you know, it's going to need an area where it's open, where the rain can soak down and the tree can get water. And that is all that is gorgeous trees. So we want to keep those. I only have one little blueberry left, so I'm thinking about pulling that out, pulling that plastic up, and just letting him have that driveway through there. I don't know yet. Either that, or I'll just put some more beds down that way and go from there. But this whole area is going to have to be cleaned up and smoothed out. This I'm leaving alone. This whole area will be done. It's exciting. Look at that. That's shepherd's purse. Those white flowers, that shepherd's purse. I have a lot of that growing here. So my husband is going to, I'm going to have to move my planters, and then he's going to pull all that up, kind of pull the soil back, and then put those down to where, because the gopher just tore everything up. And so I got a lot of work to do, but I've got some friends coming, and we are going to kick some booty and get it done. All right, y'all. Talk at you later. Isn't that pretty? I'm excited.